Hello and thanks again for joining me for another episode of Project Zomboid. Today I'm going to be showing you my base here, and this is a mobile base. So I'm going to show you how you can have a mobile base as huge as this, and a few tips and pointers along the way. It is going to use some mods. I will go through the mods and I will link them in the description below. Just take a quick little tour. So I've got our library, got all the skill books, just got some general reading for boredom. We've got our VHS collection here, some hard liquor, got our pinball machine and our pool table, got my little sleeping area over here. Got my meds, got my ciggies, got a cupboard full of bling, got a piano, got a bathroom up here. Now, the sink, we'll get to water later. The sink, the toilet, the shower, they don't really work. We can't plumb in here, but I do have water in there. I do have a rainwater barrel in there that does collect rainwater, but it is tainted. But I can wash in there. Through here, it's a little workshop just where I keep all the building supplies, spare tools, nails, etc. Over here I've got my little tailoring workshop. Over here we've got little gun workshop. And so the way I do these cabinets here, if I stand here, so I can't access anything, open up the cupboard, I've got 3 wooden crates. I can access those 3, but I can also access this one here because I've got a window in that wall and I'm actually accessing it through the window. If I close the door and if I come and stand here, I can access those 3 crates through the window, as well as these two benches here. And I've done that with all of these along here. We've got metalworking here, all my metalworking stuff there. Over here we've got electronics. So this is all powered by a car battery. So car battery charger is probably going to be needed if you're going to be using this. So this is my kitchen. Now over here, you may notice there is a freezer there. You can sort of slightly see it under there. It's sort of half hidden. And over here, well, I do have this big fridge here. All right, this one here, can't really see it too well. I also have a ton more freezers, and most of those are hidden. So we'll show you how I do that. So this is my kitchen area. So I do have a barbecue hidden in there as well. So I have done another video showing you how you can hide your barbecue, how to hide a bin, to have a bin hidden in there too. That's the basic kitchen area. I've also got another water barrel here. So it is tainted water. So all I do, I just fill up a bottle and I shove my bottle in there and I just grab a fresh one out, and then when I've got quite a few tainted ones in there, I'll just turn that on. So, all right. But this is actually a mobile base. And so what you'll need, there are 3 essential mods that you're going to need. And then there's a few others that I recommend that'll just make things make life a little bit easier for you. So first of all, you're going to want to have the Filibuster's Rymmes used cars mod. this adds a few extra vehicles, and it is also a requirement of the next mod, which is the RV interior mod, and this adds an interior to some of the vehicles. So definitely need those two mods. And then you're going to want to have the basement mod, because that's what this mobile base is. It's actually a basement that's built inside a vehicle. So they're the three essential ones. I'll move on to a few more recommended ones. So we have a craftable car battery charger, because car battery chargers are pretty rare to find. Sometimes it can be a pain in the butt trying to find one. So this just adds an option. If you can't find one, then you'll be able to craft one. But you will need level 4 in electrical and level 2 in metalworking. I believe there's a few other car battery charger mods out there that also give you recipes for a car battery charger, and there's also another mod, but I haven't tried it, which can change the spawn rate of your battery chargers. But one of those is going to be important if you're going to be living in a mobile base and in a basement. So do recommend that. Also recommend this one, indoor piped through the roof rain barrels. So what this does is it allows you to build rain barrels indoors, and they will collect rain indoors. The way that the modder who made this mod describes it is, just imagine that, just like real rain barrels work, you don't stick your water tanks up on the roof. Typically what happens is your water hits the roof, it runs down into the gutters, it runs down the pipes, and it fills up your water tanks. So basically it's still going to be tainted, but as you can see, we can use it. It's still water. We can cook it, whatever. All right, so another one is this water dispenser mod, and I'll show you the water dispenser in a moment. But what this does is it makes it so that you can remove the big water jug off of the water dispenser, and it does hold quite a fair bit of water. But you can also use that jug to hold fuel, and I think it's 250 units. So that's a lot of fuel. It's also a lot of water. And instead of having 4 or 5 water dispensers, you can just fill up a few jugs and you can swap them over. I don't really use them that much for the water, because I just use the rain barrels and the microwave. But I do have a few jugs which I keep full of fuel, which is also handy when you're living in a mobile base. So the other one, next one that I'm using, which is not necessary, you don't need to have a bus, but I'm mucking around with the Autosar bus mod, and in order for that to work, you're going to need the SARS Common Library. I've also put in a mod that upgrades the bus a bit, gives it a bit better horsepower, and got another one as well which also lets you muck around in your game setup with the spawn settings to make it a bit easier to actually find a bus. And then finally, I do recommend the skill recovery journal. If you want to build a big basement this big, it's going to take level 9 carpentry. If you want to fully upgrade the bus, it's going to take quite a fair bit of metalworking and mechanical. You're going to need some electrical skills. You're going to need quite a few skills. And it did take me about 6 months of game time. So I think I'm in my 8th, almost my 9th month. It did take about 6 months in game time with the fast learner trait. So I also started off with very underweight. It's always a free way to get some points. to add to your traits. But got the fast learner and fast reader trait, and it still took me 6 months to grind up enough skills to fully upgrade the bus and to build all this. So, you know, if you're going to spend that long in a game and then get bitten, well, it's definitely handy to have the skill recovery journal, which I'll just quickly go over. So if you do have that mod, then these are the ingredients that you are going to need, and you can bind your journal together. And there it is there. Now you will need a pen or a pencil, crayons. I typically like crayons. Takes up one inventory spot. I mean, it's a little bit heavier than your pen or your pencil, but it does give you all 4 colors. So all you need to do, and actually if I put that in the drawer and we transcribe, and he puts it back in the drawer. So now if I die, my new character can come along, read that journal, and regain all of these skills. So there are various settings in your setup on the journal. So I have changed the speed of how long it takes you to actually write in it and read in it. If you're wondering about all these guns over here, while I'm waiting for stuff to cook, what I do is I pick up a gun. If I haven't got any, like I've pretty much read all my books that I can read. So what I'll do is while I'm waiting for stuff to cook, I'll pick up a gun, unload it, reload it, and that'll get some reloading skill up. But you can't just sit there loading and unloading the same gun all day. You only get experience for it once every 24 hours. But if you have several guns, you'll get experience for each different gun. So anyway, let's move along. Okay, so the other things that you're going to want with the basements mod, that is going to add in these 3 magazines, which you're going to need to find and read. So volume 1 will allow you to do the small basement, volume 2 will allow you to build the medium basement, and number 3 will allow you to build this big basement. And if you are doing the bus, then you're going to want to find the Autosar Tuning Bear Bus magazine as well and read that. Okay. And I do wish I could lock these panels into place, but anyway. All right. So now if we exit out of here, I'm now in the interior of a bus. These are the jugs off of the water dispenser. They are full of fuel. If we go back down here, it's the water dispenser here, and we can take that big bottle off of that. It is rather heavy, as it should be. So if I go to pour that in there, you can see it holds 250 units of water. I'm going to place that back on there. But you can also fill that with fuel. However, you can't put it, well, I haven't been able to put it back on the dispenser while it's got fuel in it, but you can fuel up your vehicle straight from the jug if you wish. All right, so what I might do is just grab something to eat. Let's just pop that away. Grab that. So let's go back upstairs. Alright, so I've just got more storage up here. I generally keep trapping and farming gear and some mechanical gear up here. Axes and whatever. Now another option for your water is the watering cans. They actually hold quite a bit of water as well, and they will actually fit in the microwave, whereas your water jug won't fit in the microwave. So now if we exit from here, and another little tip. All right, so we'll exit from here. Now if you've logged out in the interior or in your basement and you log back in, it's always going to put you in one of the passenger seats. But if you hit B, you can switch seats. Now, as long as you don't log out, if I hop out and I hop back in, okay, it's going to put me in that seat there. So whenever you hop in, if you hop in using V, it'll put you in there. And now if we go inside, and now if we go outside, it'll put me back in the same seat that I was in when I went inside. So one other little tip is I have a chair in here. So yeah, I'm not actually exhausted enough to rest, but you can rest on the chair and then exit, and you will be resting seated in the driving seat, and you will be able to drive with that little rest meter going. And if you need to cancel the resting so that you can get out or whatever, then you just hit the escape key. So anyway, let's just have a quick look. I do have a visitor over there. So let's talk about my location. I mean, the ultimate plan is to travel and live on the road, but looking for a spot to do up a vehicle, then this is the drive-in, and I'm just gonna quickly hop back in here to pull up the map. So we're over here, and down this road it's not marked on the map, but there is a little side road that comes on here. You'll see a big sign right there for the drive-in. You come in, there's a little gap in the fence where the road comes through, and we're inside the drive-in. There's also a couple of little gaps out here that comes out to a forested area. But let's just have a quick look over here. So this is the main entrance here. Okay, down this little road. And then over here, we've got the projector room and the bathrooms. Got a couple of little gaps in the fence there. Now I haven't fenced those off. One thing with the bus, it does only have the one door, so if I'm parking it, I do like to park it where I can see the door. But what I've found is that I hardly ever get any zombies spawn or wander in here at all. If I do, it's never more than like 2 or 3. We do occasionally get some out the back here, but not that often. And this is a good spot to do some trapping, chop some trees. It's also pretty good for foraging. So this makes a pretty good spot to do up vehicles. There's normally a ton of vehicles in here. I have parked them all over out of the way into this corner, and it's a good spot to grind up some mechanical skills. So anyway, bring up the map again. So we're in here. So straight across the road, this building here, or in here, is gas station, which is quite close. And the way to get here, it is just south of Rosewood. So this is Rosewood. That's the main street. That's the fire station, the police station, and the other gas station and the mechanic shop, supermarket, church. So if you just come straight down the main street, along here, down here, there's a little logging establishment in there. Come down here and turn into here, and you'll be in the drive-in. There's also a lake over here, not too far away, if you wanted to do some fishing. But anyway, so let's hop over here. So once you've read your magazines, you're going to want to get yourself a shovel. And we've got a bus over here. So I'll hop in. Alright. And as long as you've got the materials and a shovel, and you've read your magazine, it'll let you build a basement just by right-clicking on the floor. Alright, so small basement takes 20 planks, 100 nails, doorknob, door hinge, and level 3 carpentry for the small basement. And as long as those materials are in range of you, they're just on the floor here, you'll be able to build that. And I'm just going to put it right here. And one thing is it doesn't actually use up those materials, so you'll be able to use those again for something else. Now with the small and the medium basement, you can walk over the hatch. With the large one, you can't. So you don't want to place the large one in a spot that's going to block your access. But let's go inside. So this is the size of the small basement. There's no power in here. We'll need to put in a car battery to power it. If the electricity has not gone out, you won't need to put a car battery in there until the town electricity does go out. So that's the small basement. Let's exit out of here. Let's go over here. Let's hop in here. And this one I haven't cleaned out. You can disassemble these. I don't have my saw on me. Or you can just, you can also pick them up and dump them outside. But anyway, here we're going to do the medium basement, which takes 40 planks, 60 nails, and level 6 carpentry. So let's build that one. Once again, it doesn't actually use up the materials. And we can walk over this. So if we enter into this one, just quickly to show you the size, that's a bit bigger. Once again, need a car battery for power. Get to that in a moment. So let's exit out of here. Exit out of here. You don't need to use a bus. Can use other vehicles. So like this truck over here. You hit B, it'll have this enter. But as you are entering from the back, you can't see what's going on outside. And if we exit, it's going to put you straight outside. So the bus, or if you find an RV, then when you exit the interior, it's going to put you like inside the vehicle. So this is not ideal because you never know if you're going to be surrounded by zombies and you're going to pop out the back and you know, find yourself trapped. Whereas at least in the bus or an RV or whatever, you can pop out. You're safe in the inside the vehicle, and you can kind of drive through, get out of a horde if you need to. So we've got these two vans here. So they're the same model van, except this one has the side windows and it has passenger seats, and therefore it does not have an interior. Whereas this one does not have the side windows, means it does have an interior. You see here I've got a bunch of logs in here. Now we can build our basement in here. But one thing that you're going to find, if you want to build your large basement, which does take level 9 in carpentry and 60 planks, you are going to have a fair bit of trouble fitting all them planks in here and carrying enough of them planks and have them all in range of the spot where you're going to build it. So the best way I've found to do that is to take in stacks of logs. And so here I've got 4 logs, 2 ropes per stack. And then we can make a stack of logs. So I'm just going to make a 4 stack of logs. You can also do a 3 stack or a 2 stack. Make a 4 stack of logs. And now we'll grab that. And these stacks are, I haven't looked at the exact numbers, but they are much lighter and take up less space than the individual logs. And so what we'll be able to do, I'll drop that on the ground there. Just going to have a quick bite to eat. Speed that up. Okay. So what you're going to want to do then is to unstack all the logs. So now we've got these 36 logs on the floor there. And we'll also have a ton of ropes that we'd use to stack them up here in our inventory. So I'm just going to chuck them out the way. Going to need our door hinges and our nails. And my saw. Alright, so now with these logs on the floor, we're just going to saw them in the spot where they are. And now we have 108 planks on the floor. As you can see, the floor space is 50. And we've used up 324 units of the 50 space by doing it like that. And that's how you can fit enough materials in there to build your basement. So we'll do the large basement. Now it won't let me build it up there. I think I'm not sure about the middle section, but I think it only likes being on this side. It also won't put it where you're standing. And you also need to make sure that the materials are where you can reach them. So I'm just going to put it here. Once again, doesn't use up the materials. So we're just going to dump this doorknob and hinge. See, it didn't even use the box of nails. All right. Yeah, do have a bag of stuff here. Going to take that, take those. All right, so let's hop in here. So this is the large one. So this is the same as what I showed you at the beginning of the video, but this is the blank slate that you're going to have to work with. So the first thing we want to do is put in some power. So let's pop in a car battery. Then you're going to want to turn the power on, and then we can turn our light switch on. Can get quite dark in here at night. Okay, so in this bag I have a bunch of stuff, including 2 more car batteries. So this is all the ingredients needed for the car battery charger, which you can find under your electrical. So you need 4 electrical skill, 2 metalworking there. You can craft it from there, or you can craft it directly from the materials up in here. So I'll craft one of those, unless you're lucky enough to find one. Yeah. I'm just going to pop it in the corner here. So the way to use these, if you don't know, you don't want to drop it, you want to place it, and it's going to place it wherever you're standing. You don't get to choose a spot to put it. So we've got it in the corner there, and that did use up one of our car batteries, so we've got one more left. And let's see. I mean, it's got a fair bit of charge on it, but we can connect it up. We can turn it on. Don't forget to turn it on, and that'll start charging. This one will start draining. It's not going to drain too fast at the moment, but when you've got 6 or 7 fridges and freezers like I do in my other one, I usually end up having to change it every at least once a day. And so to change it, all you do, you've got to turn off your power. You've got to pull that one out. Take a look at this one. See, that one is already fully charged. So we remove that one and connect up the other one. We can't turn it on because the power's off, but now we can insert the full one. So just be aware, keep your eye on this. It does tell you how much charge is in it. And don't forget to turn your charger on when you do swap over your batteries. Now I normally only swap them like when it's down to like 20-30%. But there's nothing worse than being out all day, you come home, this has gone flat, you forgot to turn that one on, so that one's flat. And, you know, all your fridges have turned off and all your food's gone bad. So that's not a good thing. So that's power and chargers. Doesn't hurt to have a couple of extra batteries as well. You can use any batteries. Here I've used, I think that's a sports battery on there, and this is just a standard battery. I tend to use the heavy duty ones because my truck or the bus uses the heavy duty ones, and so, you know, if I needed to, I could just come down and grab a heavy duty one and swap it out for the one in my truck if something happened to that one. All right, so now let me see. Don't need that on me. All right. What have we got in here? Okay, so let's grab this popsicle fridge here. And let's grab a bunch of these planks. It's about as many as I can carry there. I've only found the one military backpack in this run so far, which not using today. It's full of all my usual carry around stuff. But all right, so we've got our popsicle fridge here, which is the big freezer. So I'm just going to place it down this way, like this. Now, if you watched my previous video on how to hide a bin and a mini fridge, basically the way we do that is by building a bar element over the top of it. But if you do it this way, it doesn't really work too well with this popsicle fridge. I mean, it sort of does, but it sticks out and it glitches, like it clips a bit. So, you know, I mean, that looks a bit shit. So I'll show you how I do it. So I'm just going to dismantle those. And let's see here, do I still have planks in here? Let's drop those on the floor. grab a few more planks from upstairs. And we'll hop back down. Alright, so the way I do it is I do the bar element sideways, like that. And then I do the other one backed up against it. So now your freezer is hidden. Let's just get the scrap wood out of the way. Just going to dump that there for now. So now your freezer is hidden. You won't be able to access it by clicking here, but you can access it up here. If you are on this end, you're only going to be accessing one side, and the same on this one here. But that is a way to hide that big popsicle fridge. Now the next thing that we're going to do, how many planks? I've got 3 there. All right, let's just pop all these on the floor. So we've got 4 garbage bags there, so I'm going to put in our rain collector barrel here. I'm basically just going to do the same thing. Just going to cover that up with a bar element. And we have a little bit showing through the bottom there. And of course when you're closer to it, it will sort of show up. But that will collect water with the with that piped rainwater barrels mod. But you will need to sterilize the water. So we can just pick up our microwave. You can see I've got a rainwater barrel in there. You can kind of see the outline of it when I'm kind of hovered over here. Let's also grab this barbecue. And a few more planks. Let's grab tree branch as well. All right. So now let's put the microwave down. Now with the barbecue, we can do the same thing. Now if I put it on this side with the bar element facing that way, it's not going to be hidden so well. So if we go like so, it's going to stick out. All right, whoops, don't want to do that. So let's just pick that up again. But if we put it on this side, pop that down, you will get this little leg sticking out. But for the most part, that's going to be hidden. You won't be able to access it by clicking on it, but you will see a little oven icon up here. And then that's basically got your everything covered for your cooking and your water. You can put a sink in there for decoration if you want, but you can't actually plumb it in the basements as far as I know. And you could also do the same thing. You can hide a bin under these as well. But there we go. That is how we can have a massive mobile base. So just exit out of there. It's gotten quite dark. Just going to hop into my already established one. And we'll hop in here. Do need to fill up my water. Swap that over. Swap that over. Let me see. Grab one of those out. Alright, so I'll have a quick snooze and then I'll show you, just quickly I'll show you the gas station, how close it is to this location. Basically my idea with this is that I've done about, I've clocked something like 1600 hours in this game and I haven't been up to Louisville yet at all. And I figured maybe I'll take that trip in a bus. Why not do it in style? So actually let me just check this battery. %. I'll change that over. Of course I do have that battery charger hidden in there. So turn the power off. Now when you are turning your power off to change over your battery, it is going to turn off your fridges for a short time. So over a large amount of time you will start getting food that starts going stale for that little tiny period where your freezers and fridges are turned off. But typically your stuff's going to last quite a while if you keep it running. Don't forget to turn it on. Alright, so what is weighing me down? So pop that away. Don't really need that. That. Actually, that can go on my belt. Just gonna drop this bag here. Let's pop that one on my back. I don't need this shovel anymore. So shove that in there. All right. Just gonna grab a crowbar, exit. All right. So just take a little drive to the gas station. So as I said, you hardly ever get any zombies in here. You do get a couple wandering from time to time. And you might get a few out there. And especially, I mean, if you're logging down here, there is a, so we're in here. There is a highway down here. You will occasionally get some zombies out there. But other than that, this whole area here is fenced off apart from this little gap here, this little gap here, and this gap here. So out through here. So now if I chuck a right at the end here, that's going to take you up to Rosewood. Here's the drive-in sign. But straight over here is the gas station. It's that close. Now you will get zombies spawning in and around here. And in fact, just before recording this episode, I did actually have quite a large couple of hordes wandering around here. So do make sure that you check your surroundings before you turn on your generator and fuel up. Did do a big burn up here just the night before. Could be some stragglers around somewhere. Don't see any, but always give it a couple of moments because just the sound of the bus can attract them. So just keep your wits about you. But there we go. Looks like it's all clear. So I'm going to fuel up and I'm going to hit the road. So thank you very much for watching. If you did enjoy this video, please leave me a like or a comment down below. If you'd like to see more, please hit the subscribe button. Thank you very much for watching and I'll see you in the next video.